Now, it's been a couple of months since Trump whisperer Hope Hicks resigned from the White House over the Rob Porter scandal. I know it feels like that happened forever ago, but with the way that the news cycle works, it actually hasn't been that long. It just feels that long. Now, other reasons, of course, she decided to resign. It was fallout from Trump Russia and what she called the mean-spiritedness of Washington politics. You didn't know politics was dirty? Politics is the most dirty thing that you can get into. Now, Hicks, of course, was incredibly close to President Trump, maybe in some ways too close. At least that's where the rumor was. But she was very close to him. She was the Trump whisperer. She understood him. She knew how to calm him down. And in return was a very close aide and confidant. So now, how's the White House getting along without Hope Hicks's calming influence? Well, apparently not very well. In fact, let's get into the details here. According to the Daily Beast, Hicks's departure left a leadership vacuum in the West Wing that is yet to be filled. Well, okay, I understand that. And her position itself was also, or continues to be, empty. So there's nobody in there doing Hope Hicks' job. Then again, she wasn't really qualified to do the job that she was assigned and was really only there to de-stress or help Donald Trump calm him down when he flips out. Now, they characterize that quest, the Daily Beast does, to replace her as filled with, quote, internal drama and knife fighting. Well, that's something I would love to see. But not a literal knife fight, although, again, that would be fun to see. I'm kidding. No violence. I'm not into that. But look, this internal drama happens to be between the two leading contenders to succeed Hicks in what her official job title was. Again, nobody's going to take over as the Trump whisperer. Now, this is White House Strategic Communications Director Mercedes Schlapp and Treasury Department Public Affairs Chief Tony Saya. Now, they're fighting over this job, and that fight has split staffers into two competing camps. Both happen to be armed with embarrassing leaks about the other side and about the administration. Now, that, of course, leads Trump to having a bit of a meltdown over all the different leaks, which is hilarious because this is the environment that Trump has cultivated. Now, let me give you an example of one of these leaks. This is the comments from Kelly Sadler about Senator John McCain. Oh, he's going to die anyway, so who cares? Now, Washington, look, let me tell you, Washington loves decorum, right? Look, you want to say terrible things about John McCain. It depends on what things, I guess. Look, John McCain, he was warrior, he was tortured, and he's very good against torture. He was against Gina Haspel. He also, after he was caught with doing some shady campaign finance stuff, he signed McCain-Feingold. But then this is also the guy who brought us Sarah Palin. So I'm kind of mixed on John McCain. Now, look, he's dying of cancer. That sucks. That obviously sucks for him. That obviously sucks for his family and all that. So I'm not going to talk terrible about John McCain, but let's be honest about who he is. He is a warmonger. So the guy has not met a war he doesn't like. So now, is it rude to say those things about John McCain as far as he's going to die anyway? Yes and no. Yes, it's true, he is. Should you probably say that? No, I guess not. But anyway, that's just a whole discussion on decorum and trying to be nice and all that stuff. I'm not so much interested in that. Now, that, of course, since Washington sees that as completely unacceptable to say something like that, that ended up setting off a round of internal recriminations. How dare you say that? How dare you break that decorum and say something terrible about a Republican? Okay, well, now it's funny because when that happened, and there's now a lot of internal finger pointing, and of course people getting outed. Now there are details of that recrimination that are being leaked, And then the meetings about the leaks that also got leaked. Ugh. Now, one senior White House official warned after all this that, quote, "I'm not sure how sustainable this is going at this rate." And suggested that the lack of the steady hand will continue to hamstring any attempt to stem leaks and more effectively execute a cohesive communication strategy. Look, leaks are a pretty big thing that's been going on in the administration. It's been going on for a very long time. And it's because of the atmosphere. It's because of the culture that's going on. Everybody's trying to outdo each other. They're trying to get rid of other people so they can go and take their jobs and rise in the administration. So leaks is a weapon in that. That's why they're never going to get rid of leaks, because this is the culture that has been established under Donald Trump. Now, the thing about that is that, of course, it makes for an environment that is not really conducive to teamwork. If you're always trying to stab your friend in the back or your coworker in the back to try and steal their job, then you're not going to work very well with them. So, and of course, that is dysfunctional. That is incredibly unsustainable, as I've been saying from day one. And it's all going to fall apart in a gigantic house of cards. Now, Trump, of course, going to him, he is absolutely livid because of all the leaking, because it's incredibly embarrassing. He actually wants it to stop. According to two sources who have spoken with the president about this issue in recent days, he's expressed his desire for at least one prominent leaker to be conclusively identified and, quote, dealt with in order to make an example of him or her. Now, of course, the president, he's been tweeting about leakers. "Oh, you traitors and cowards, we're going to find you, we're going to get you." And he's been doing this, as I said, since day one. Now, this has led to some people on the outside, who are Trump allies, to basically try to threaten people that they don't like. "Oh, I don't like so-and-so, so I think that person is a leaker, and we're going to go public with it." Now, whether or not they're a leaker, I don't necessarily know. But I think the threat is enough to go after political enemies. So it'll more than likely get the wrong person, the person who isn't actually the leaker, but it gets them out of the way. And of course, in this ultra competitive atmosphere, could lead to somebody getting, basically using this to try and get somebody else's job. The whole problem here, as I said, is the fact that the fish rots from the head down. And there are people in the administration that kind of agree. One former Trump administration official said, quote, "This is a culture problem. You're not going to stop the leaking by shuffling around lower-level staff. The only way to change the culture in the White House is if you start making changes with senior-level staff." But that's not far enough. I don't know. I think Trump is, again, he's the head of the fish, of the rotting fish. And so the sooner you get rid of him or change how he does things, which is very unlikely, it's going to continue to be the same. And again, Trump is a buffoon. But not only that, but he's also a lazy buffoon. Because it's being reported that he's not going to replace Hope Hicks. He's not actually going to find a replacement for her job. Because he doesn't care about the job. He's only cared about Hope Hicks. That's the reason she got the job in the first place. They basically said, "Oh, here's an open spot. I like Hope Hicks. Let's put her in there." In fact, this is a little sad. According to a White House official, Trump himself has personally reached out to Hicks in the weeks following her exit, having staff deliver her a dictated message that he wished, quote, Hopey, as he calls her, well. Hopey. Oh my God, he's the child. "I just want my Hopey back. I hope she's doing good." Oh. Now, one West Wing aide noted, quote, that he obviously misses her and still talks about her often. And he compared it to empty nest syndrome. I don't know, and this is a former Trump White House official talking to the Daily Beast before, at a previous story. saying, quote, "I don't know if anyone else can really do the job the way it needs to be done because of how the president operates. Hope always seemed like the only workable solution to that. Big loss in that respect." So without Hopey, everything's kind of fallen to shit. Now, the result, of course, is that the communications department in which Hope Hicks, which, by the way, when Hope Hicks was there, the communications department was still a mess. Now it's even more of a mess, and now Donald Trump is, of course, having a meltdown without Hopey, right? In fact, according to numerous sources in and outside the West Wing, morale is at an all-time low. Officials, according to these sources, don't know who can be trusted, and that there is a pervasive sense that senior staffers have lost any and all control. Lower level staff, especially, are constantly fearful of getting canned or scapegoated. Some wonder if they're being recorded, and staffers jokingly accuse each other of being, quote, leakers or spies. That's awesome. Top communications aides, including Sarah Huckabee Sanders and Mercedes Schlapp, routinely decry, publicly and privately, the frequency of comms office gossip and deliberations quickly spilling over into full public view. Now, one example of that is Axios, who published a story late last month about how Schlapp had convened an off-site team building and planning retreat. Well, that seemed like something that they would absolutely need, and offered an inside look at the retreat. The depth of the detail, sourced to people in attendance, added to the distress and paranoia within the team, immediately prompting yet another spell of internal finger-pointing. One member of the comms team told the Daily Beast that, quote, "It was like somebody lobbing a grenade over the fence." So, all of that. Again, this team-building retreat immediately leaked to the press. All the details, and it's like, who leaked it? Who leaked our team building exercise? Wasn't me. Wasn't it? No, wasn't me. Nope, I didn't do it. Awesome. Now look, overall point here, does this look like an administration that knows what they're doing? Does this look like an administration that's going to make America great again? That's working wonderfully together? No, of course not. You would have to be mental to believe that. And I go back to what I've been saying, unsustainable. That is the word, and that is exactly what is going on. The situation is unsustainable. I mean, look, do you think Trump, in his management style, do you think it works in government? No, it doesn't. Oh, but we need a businessman to run the government like a business. Well, Trump's running it like his business, but you've seen a lot of the businesses that Trump has ran. He has ran them straight into the ground. And that's exactly what he's doing with the government as well. He can't even unite his White House. You think he's going to unite the country? Come on, dude. No, but in reality, it was never about that. It was never about making America great. This is always about making Donald Trump richer. Because in reality, he's not even all that rich. This was always about fame. This was always about ratings. This was also always about money. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.